Taking a drastic 180 here. This is a Masters Reaper VOD for the boy Shy You.
I can't wait to get started.
So right off the bat, Hollywood, pretty decent map for Reaper if you ask me. You are playing a Mei. We don't know what our other tank is yet, so I'm waiting to see what they are picking. Where are you standing right now? Okay, so you choose to start in this right corner, so then you're waiting for them to come into choke, and then you're looking for a pick based off that once they come here, and then you'll pop your wraith, rotate back to your team. That looks like the rotation that Shai is going to go for. This is something that I teach. I recommend this spot. Some people will take this spot. This spot's more exposed because they could rotate up staircase or grapple here off the bat, and some people do that. Blah blah blah, like weirdos. I don't know why. So this is usually a safer thing and easier to rotate back to your team. So I really like this. All right, cool.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
So
This was tough.
starting on the flank.
Enemies here.
Okay, patience here. Patience. Right off the bat, I feel like you jumped again a little bit too early, Shy. Like, you were already walking way before you actually had the supports as a target, and you actually wait for the supports to kind of walk more in. It's like the tanks aren't actually in yet that much. This isn't like your opportunity. It's when those tanks start going to the left wall that you have more of that opportunity typically. So you go early, you miss your initial shot. The initial shot is everything at the end of the day. You're sitting here, they're not aware of you. There's no excuse to miss your first shot. If you kill that Sun early, I think you kill that Ana too, potentially. If you want to be greedy, she has the chance to hit and sleep on you and then you die. I would typically just kill the Sun and be happy and just rotate out, if I'm being honest. So you gotta be a little bit more patient. Make sure you don't choke that first shot. Period. Honda on the way. They naded. You were gonna die. You had a pop wraith at that time. Good wraith usage at least. I will point out you have a teammate that's AFK right now. Low never picked a hero. You currently don't have a tank. It's gonna make this a little bit different. Typically after you do that rotation, you'll have a shield tank, blah blah blah. It'll look fine. You guys are already down one here. So right now they picked a hero. The game's not getting canceled. We're gonna rotate up staircase right now. We're gonna drop on the support. That's our play right now. Okay, well, you found the kill on Reinhardt. Like, the Reinhardt kind of just fucked up there, if I'm being honest. But why would I have not done that? You're playing frontline with no shield currently, Shayu. You don't have Wraith yet. That makes you very vulnerable. That's why we're doing this rotation on the staircase, so that we can position to do something good in the fight without putting ourselves in a huge threatening position. Your mistake was playing as if you had a shield, correct?
This time, I'll finish the job.
So I really like this coming out left door right off the bat. The thing that I always talk about to people though is if you hear an audio cue for pin, always assume it's at you. If you don't know where that pin is coming from, it's coming at you typically, okay? So if you hear that pin next time, you have to reaction wraith, and then you could use that wraith to go commit to that on it if you would really like. You'd potentially, you know, get the kill. But, you know, that's... Or you could try to play it safe and just play to live currently, and then go for the last second contest by TPing onto point, or rotating from, for example, here to here, and then go like upper, for example, drop on point, blah, 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 stuff like that, right? Or, you know, come out left, or and then TP into staircase, then rotate, and then you drop on it again, or kill people that are coming off spawn, for example. That'd be an option now that you have Zen and Widow currently dead. You had a good stream though, Barrels. It's nice to see you.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Good idea, just peeling here.
Enemies in our orbit. No. That my barrier is destroyed.
Okay, you're doing the same thing that you're kind of someone that's waiting in the front line, waiting for a target. Your main tank's currently dead. While this like entire waiting period, this is a waiting period that I either usually wait in this right corner and for them to come in. That's like an option. This is usually, you know, wider. There's more threats early on. People usually don't actually rotate in through left, and then you see it right away if they do. But another way that you could go about this, if you want to just try and make a play, is simply rotate left side right now. When Gate's here, Widow's going to be playing bottom, for example, or she's going to rotate now right, and you're catching her on that rotation. So that's kind of how you'd kind of pick the Widow, and the Zen is staging on left side here currently, and you're just sitting here kind of chilling. A lot of the times when people will be like, oh yeah, Reaper's just LOS Widow, blah blah blah. You have nothing on your team that can really deal with Widow though, and you don't really want that Widow just be like free reign the entire time. So this is a comp that typically, since my other DPS can't help with Widow, I have no ball to contest Widow. I don't have a Reddit Lucio to contest Widow. I would be primarily making that your number one objective right now. You're currently not doing that. All right, well, you're talking about being scared, Shayu. My number one tip I give every single Reaper player is you can't be scared. If you're not doing risky, stupid things, typically on Reaper, you're not playing him the correct way. That's my take on the character. You have to be super confident and just want to try to take duels with anyone. And until they prove that they are fucking you up, you disrespect them. This Widow, they haven't done shit to you yet, Shayu. You're giving them way too much respect for them not earning it yet. That's how I would put it. Just because they're masters doesn't mean they're actually gonna shit on you on Reaper. You're a master's Reaper. A master's Reaper can do stuff. It's a mind game at the end of the day. They expect you to not want to actually contest them. I'm telling you right now, Widows actually get mad when Reapers TP onto them off cooldown. Any Widow main will tell you that. It's actually kind of annoying, and a good Reaper can actually kill them quite often. Depends on the amount of support the Widow's getting.
I'm good to go.
So right now I'd be rotating right side, grabbing Mega, and then staging a flank off that. So you're actually getting healed up. So now you're just going to TP upper, or you're going to take the moving platform. Both would be okay. And you would kill Widow first. So here you're doing the correct thing. Good target priority, Shayu. So you already won this fight, so no need to ult, obviously. I think you knew that. So right now, where do we want to stage? I would be staging top left. So I would take moving platform or TP. Either work. And just kind of lurk here, yep. Then you can also look for the ult of the rotation. Funny enough, the Widow player actually swaps after you contest them one time to McCree. This is what every single Widow does. They're like, oh, I'm gonna now just counter this Reaper playing McCree. As long as you can dodge a flashbang, you'll be fine to play Reaper into McCree, okay? That is my take. So right now, target priority, Mei, McCree, Zenyatta. Tanks are, you know, if you can't get anything else, then you'll deal with tanks. That's primarily what I'm gonna go on to. You'll have an easier time killing Zen than Ana. That's why Zen would be higher priority than Ana. No, yeah. Right now, Zen's the easiest kill though. If their McCree isn't playing close to the Zen as well, the McCree / the Zen might be out of position then, and then you can kind of bully them based off the Zen not having that support from the DPS, okay?
Enemies here.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a flashbang. Wait, who says that?
Melody.
Death Blossom is ready.
You're powered up. Get in there.
It's from a movie, Dodgeball. Oh, I didn't know that.
Repositioning.
Yeah, good Blossom.
Enemies in our orbit.
Whoa, you have such a deep voice. Thank you, honey.
Огонь по готовности.
Wait, is that B? Am I being dumb right now? I like the race. It's pretty greedy. You're saying you need healing. Why not just rotate the health back if you're so close to it?
The payload
You guys are just hard losing the fight, and then you panic pop a wraith to grab it too, and then it's like you don't have your wraith now to get out, and then you're gonna get staggered. If you didn't panic there, you could have TP'd from where you were, and immediately after grabbing that health pack, like turn that corner TP into the left door, and pop your wraith, and you can rotate out to the left side, then play to live. That'd be the rotation technically.
Curse. Death comes.
No, it's not. Sorry for disappointed. It's okay. I'm used to being disappointed.
It's that melody.
Okay, I guess sleep by your honor. Now you're trying to get in position to kill him. He's behind you. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. Never mind. Anyway, moving on. Good push right here. Just kind of cleaning up. So this is where people get kind of confused. It's like they're already winning the fight, and this is why. And his tanks are up, and they have the advantage that you can just sit there and W key.
Let's see. I'm ready to start a blizzard.
enemy contact.
Barrier won't hold together.
وريهم قوتك.
Cool. I'm happy with that. You know, they have never flash for you, and you just commit to it.
You are a credit to the
Looks good to me, Shayu.
team kill.
Death comes.
Yeah, I can do the litter box, Scott.
The payload is approaching its destination. Round one.
Alright. So we're staging in the middle of the fight. This is something I always find weird. It's like the fight started taking place, Shayu. You had to do your positioning for this fight before it actually starts. You're doing it as it's already starting. So you're basically just non-existent in this fight.
Death comes.
And you're crouch walking while the fight's already going on. And you're actually rotating away from the payload. Like, you're just on another planet right now with this rotation. Like, I was just out there shooting the tanks, you know, being actually in the fight. If I wanted to have staging for this fight before it starts, I would have backed up. I would have TP top left. And I'd be using top left as a way to drop onto backline. This would be what you'd be kind of looking for to start this fight based on where payload was. And you're just... By the time you make this flank, their supports are now, instead of being here, they're going to be up here because they already won the fight. You're just taking way too long to do this. So then basically, if fight's already lost by the time you get it to the fight. If we're already down 3, you don't have TP, and then you're like still trying to like crouch walk. For some reason you didn't pick up that health pack.
Approaching its destination.
And then it's like you aren't trying to touch either.
Round one.
So I was like, oh, he's just waiting for TP to come back, then he's going to TP point, pop raise, stall. And he went for the kill.
Zero.
So basically you just did nothing the entire fight. I'm sorry. No other way to really put it. And, you know, you're like, why'd my team die? Well, they have 6 people. You're not there. Like, you can help by just playing there. Like, they were actually missing the Reaper initially, so if you did anything on Reaper, technically, just sitting there with your team, it'd be good value. But that top left and that drop makes a lot more sense, and you're just thinking too much about people catching you out and not super confident that you're sitting there crouching and your rotation takes half an hour then, and you had to do the rotation before fight starts. That's always talked about to people. So that's kind of what went wrong. Okay, so now we're on Reaper still. We have Widow, we have Zen Bap, we have Zarya Sig. Our comp's kind of a mess because, you know, with that, you know, Ab Zen, that's typically a double shield support lineup most of the time. And then we're playing Widow, Reaper. Yeah, okay. Target priority though for you will be probably either support or McCree, or you peel ball when you're sitting with your team. That's pretty much it.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
I'll do this alone if I have to.
So you're all behind, so you're peeling ball right off the bat. This is totally okay to do. Okay, you can TP up here, yeah. See the Reinhardt kind of extended. You panic pop right though when your tanks are walking on top of you. Now you have to play so slow, because right now what I'd be doing is using that TPing it aggressively, because I have Wraith, but you don't have it here. But once it's at 2 seconds, you could go for the TP though. So you TP top cafeteria, so top right, a point at 2 seconds. And here we're sitting here thinking about peeling Tracer. The Reinhardt ends up overextending with pin though, so you find the free kill on Reinhardt. So that works out. Alright, cool. Let's go on Tracer.
This objective is on fire.
Like, yeah, you can technically peel Tracer a little bit on Reaper, right? But if you're going to spend the entire game just staying with your team trying to peel a Tracer and ball, you're better off playing Sombra, you're better off playing McCree, typically, than Reaper against them. So it's just something to think about if someone's like, I'm playing it like this. I mean, if you're a hard one trick, I guess, yeah, that's how you can go about it. But most people would have another character in the hero pool, you know? So if that's what you kind of do the rest of this game, I would like to see you swap heroes after your ult. Like right now we're safe instead of staging. Right now it'd be stage top right. Like go rotate right side, go take the elevator, go try to duel the McCree on upper. That's probably where he would hold typically. And then if he isn't up here, he uses the stage your drop onto Ana, for example. You aren't really thinking about your staging getting into every fight. You're literally AFK staring at a wall. You're not getting any information and you're not giving yourself a good positioning to start the fight. This is what people talk about by like autopiloting. You just sitting guard is autopiloting.
Is that melody?
Surprised you TP'd directly onto the Ana there. Then you turned away from her right off the bat. I thought that was gonna be your first target, but okay, pop race so you don't die to the stickies and try taking the duel. Yep. Now you rotate to Mega on the right side. And just sit here and wait. Yep. And pop your Wraith if they end up about to hit you. It actually respawned in time that if you just sat there, you could have grabbed the health back, by the way. But you didn't look down before you actually ran away. So, I mean, you could have grabbed it and then you could have taken that duel if you really wanted to initially until, but it's kind of risky after all. The, you know, Moira has abilities in there. I mean, Ana has abilities, so you did the safer thing, so I'm okay with it. Wow, I haven't seen you since last year. Okay. Turn off all your badges, you're weird.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
In general, since they're already mirroring you, I don't think it's like the hugest value ulting. Because if you ult like the Reaper obviously has Wraith because they just mirrored you, so you're not going to shut down the Reaper first off, and then the Mercy can He's like, she's far away. It was just kind of like a no value ult. I would like to have seen you be a little bit more patient with it. Because you could use it off the high ground, for example, later and kill the Mercy and the Echo. And that'd be a better use of it. What rank is this? This is Masters.
Personality duplication complete. Nice shot.
Okay, you TP top left to chase the ball because you missed the elevator with him, obviously. And now we want to drop aggressively because we have Wraith. Yep. Go peel ball. Maybe you lost track of him a bit and then you panic right there. Now, since you don't have Wraith, this McCree challenge is bad. I wouldn't be chasing McCree due to you not having Wraith initially. Then you realize you're weak and it's a bad challenge initially, so then you're basically you just rotated out of the fight to not actually like be able to commit to the target. So where does it kind of go sideways? We drop. You don't see ball over here. You don't see him get out. So therefore has to be behind you. So you get booped with the first person forward. I'd panic right there too, if I'm being honest. Ball has died now. That McCree is so far away that you can't get to him in time. Only way you get to him in time is if you commit your TP onto him right now. But since your Zen's already kind of weak and he's going to commit flash, I wouldn't even go for this. I would just ignore this creep, go do something else. If you really want to be greedy, yes, you TP here. If you understood that he's pushing him, he's going to be using that flash on the Zen, and you think you can take that challenge with low HP and kill him quick enough, go for it, sure. If you like process stuff really quick, but let's act like we're actual human beings here, not watching it back, right? In the moment, I don't think I'd be able to make that decision to TP there to kill him. Understand that he's going to commit flash to my Zen. Then you're just out of the fight because you made that decision. The biggest thing that I'd say right now is like you have an issue of staying in the fight and understanding timing for when to flank. Because a lot of it is like you need to just simply stage these flanks way earlier. And that would be what makes you a consistent master / GM Reaper player. I got Wraith here.
Executing flight maneuvers.
I'm trying to see something. Did you jump after? So your instant reaction when you go up the medium platform is jumping in a straight line. Most people would come up here, understand that people hear that audio cue, and everyone's going to look towards you. So this is where you'd be ADing and you'd be crouch spamming. So you should see the wrong movement right off the bat after getting off the elevator. So that's what I was looking for. So a lot of this will come down to movement as well to help you rank up. Then it's just like you sit there jumping like a weirdo and then you get double headshot.
I will get my revenge.
One time you really jump on Reaper in a duel is when you're very close to people, because it makes it harder for them to hit you if you're like literally on top of them. It makes it easier for you to headshot them as well. Aside of that, you don't really jump on Reaper. It's usually ADing and crouch spamming in duels, once you're at a comfy range. What's typically a comfy range on Reaper, by the way? I'd say 5 meters in this game. It's pretty comfy for Reaper.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Signal.
What's ADing? So if you play on a keyboard, like you're on PC, your A and your D key are how you move left and right. So it's strafing. So there is a little trick with it that you don't want to do them too short and you don't want them to be too long. So you have to kind of find that middle ground on it. If you do it too short, it's like you're basically standing still. If you do them too long, your movement's too predictable for too long. So you need to kind of find a balance that's just not short, but it's not long. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Taking off. Finishing them off.
Medium, yes. Nice job, Cat. You're listening. Maybe you'll get out of plat on DPS after this. Listening to this one. She's giving me the death glare now. Anyway, she's gonna cut that from this edit. Okay. You unmodded yourself again. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is kind of weird here. So you take the elevator to chase Echo. It makes sense. But it's like now, why are you dropping back down immediately? Then you're dropping into tanks. Why not use the bridge that you're currently on high ground to help you figure out a better target? And that's where I kind of find it weird. You're just not using the high ground as stage. And then you just chase like ball. And then it's like, okay. You end up getting stunned because you don't even know there's a Kree there. And then you get pinned. There's no real reaction due to that. So I was trying to think about why you dropped there. And it's like you're dropping him to chase the ball who's moving quick and going to get away from you fast. So it's just a bad time to drop. Use the high ground to help stage. Making it harder for people to like pressure you out right away, you know? Switch is broken right now. Can't connect to chat. Chat's broken. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Wish.
Hello.
Can you use emotes? I don't know.
Barriers on
30 seconds.
In general, something that I'd want to point out at this point, Shayu, is just because these escalators are always down now and you can always take them up, okay? It gives a very noticeable audio cue. I'd say it's an easier audio cue to pick up than Wraith. And then Wraith, when you're finishing Wraith, before you even like are vulnerable, right, Shayu? You have that little iframe, right? That you can like see your surroundings a bit and then decide if you want to pop Wraith right after your teleport. I'd recommend for you trying to take this upper area against the Kree as well, because they're trying to TP up. Like you can be hitting that TP from the side over here. Like be here, TP back right side of it. Then oh, he's looking at me, instantly pop a Wraith because you know he's gonna try to flash you right after. Boom. If he doesn't throw the flash, then you drop. Makes sense? That's kind of what I'd be looking for. A lot of people think just because it's there, let's use it, but I feel like it is a little bit of a disadvantage with how the audio works in this game. You're trying to sub in Twitch is being weird. Well, you're a sub already, Wyatt, from what I'm seeing. You got gifted a sub the other day. Nobody has badges. On my end, it shows them with badges. I don't know. Shayu keeps going in and out with their badges on my end, but is it you? Okay. Last fight, we have Old. You TP up here. They minefield point. And then you just drop and you want to blow up the mines? Is that what you really want? I'd be thinking about how can I win this fight? So if I know cart's here, they're going to be on backside of cart or further back. So have LOS of carts. So I'd say it makes sense for them to be here to here. Right? This would be the area of play currently for them. So you're on upper. Can you use this area to stage yourself like this? Drop onto that. Look for actual kills. You're thinking about just denying an ult right now. You ain't gonna win just denying an ult at this point in the game. You actually have to go get kills yourself. You're not gonna get kills ulting where the tanks would be in the fight anyway. We always talk about not ulting on top of tanks, typically on Reaper. That's another mistake. Mine, so. I'll point out you never use crouch, Shayu. You're always about jump shooting. You really need to try to break that habit and make it into crouching most of the time. So yeah, Gio.